What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to a special episode of New York Giants Full Access. Hey, Big Pat Sports Talk of the Big Blue Crew was live talking to Paul, Dottino, and John Schmeelk on the Big Blue Kickoff live show. So check it out and let me know how it goes. Hey, we talk Giants football here. Big Blue Crew Sports Network in the building. Let's get it.
The blade dealer, make a nigga forfeit, yeah, cause I'm the realest. Hey, niggas talking short shit, nah, I need a million.
Big stepper, yeah, bitch, I be stepping. Coolin' kit with the flip switch, bitch, that's the weapon. No drama.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access.
This legend bring them sounds at one time.
I'm hard, and we got you. And that's it, man. Go purchase Big Pat Sports Talk merch and support the family, man. And welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you for your support.
Why we tell you all the time, football 101 starts in the trenches, and because everything envelopes out of that.
And the pressure rate on Jones, too, was, I think, second highest in the league.
Mm-hmm.
His average time to throw was just 12th. It was 12th fastest. So it's not like Tyrod, it's not like he was holding the ball a ton.
No.
It's not like he was, top 5 in longest times to throw. It was like what was it? I don't have it in front of me. But anyway, go check out the huddle next week. But it wasn't like he was holding the ball forever, and that's why the pressure was coming. In fact, he actually had a higher pressure rate than Tommy DeVito, even though Tommy DeVito had almost 3 to 4 tenths of a second longer average time to throw. So, again, the line got better as the season went along. So that's the point I'm trying to make.
And think about that.
And again, not to say that Daniel can't do better handling pressure, taking sacks, and getting the ball out. Part of that's on the quarterback too. But just understand the first 6 games last year, it was so bad it's an outlier. It was so bad.
And yet, as adept as he was at trying to get the ball out quicker and getting a respectable time in terms of release, he still took 1,000 too many hits. Not just sacks. Hits.
He got hit a lot.
Hits. And that's how you get hurt.
Yeah. All right. So we already talked to Big Lou, Paul. So now we got Big Pat.
Come on, Big Ed, where are you? You got to make the hat trick.
Yeah, we do, actually.
We need you, Big Ed. We
Pat,
need you.
What's going on, man? How are you?
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
Well, you got you loud and clear, Big Pat. What do you got?
Hi.
What's going on? Big Lou is one of my co-founders of the Big Blue Crew Sports Network.
There you go.
Nice.
It's kind of destiny for us to be talking to you together. Once one shows up, we all show out.
Do you have any little people on your show or only big people, Pat?
No, we got NYG 22 Unpopular Opinion Sports. We got Joe, Classified 3F with Joe. We are a huge conglomerate, man, and we go to every draft and we do content, man. I got almost 5,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, that's great.
For you guys to come to one of our live shows.
Yeah, Pat. Hey, Pat. Let us know. We're always happy to come on and talk to reasonable people on their podcast. We always love to do it.
Yeah, I think I follow you guys on Twitter. I'll send you a DM. You know it's me. My question was, guys. You guys know that in the 2 Eli Manning Super Bowl years, we had a trio of receivers that we could count on.
Mm-hmm.
And first Super Bowl was Plax, it was Steve Smith, and it was Monty Toomer.
Yep. Well, Smith was hurt most of that season, remember?
In the playoffs, though, he played a role.
In the end, he was very important. But for most of that season, he was injured.
Yeah, but when they were all three together in the playoffs, they did pretty well for us, and they led us to a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
In 2011, it was Nix, Cruz, and Manningham.
Yep.
So my question is, are the Giants secretly doing it again with Neighbors Hyatt and Wan'Dale Robinson?
I don't think it's a secret, Big Pat. I think they're doing it pretty openly, to be honest with you. Yes, 100%.
They're telling the world that that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, and so if this offensive line blocks, like you guys were saying, it's ridiculous, that stat that you just put out. 67% of the time being pressured in the game, that is absolutely ridiculous. But if this offensive line shows up this year, which is a major if, how do you think those guys can really dictate to the defense? Like the past couple of years, you know that the defense has literally had their eyes on Daniel Jones the whole time. And like you said, we would have 7 people blocking and 4 people would get in like it's a blitz. And so you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback. And a lot of the times when I was looking at film, DBs weren't even getting out their back pedal. And if DBs are not getting out their back pedal and they're able to keep their eyes on Daniel Jones the whole time, it's almost literally impossible to get the ball to 3 receivers against 7 in coverage and pressure. So do you guys believe that these guys can, turn it up this season if the offensive line blocks? Like, how do you guard that speed and that route running with those 3 guys?
Well, what you're hoping is that if your standard 5, or even if you want to go 6, like John said before, if they can hold up, now you're forcing the defensive coordinator to start bringing an extra guy, which means one less guy in coverage against the guys that you believe have the juke ability and the route running skills
and speed
to get open. I mean, again, this is why it goes back to the offensive line. Everything that the offensive line does or doesn't do has a spider web ripple effect on every other facet of the game. This is football 101, fellas. It's been this way forever.
Yeah, it's been this way forever, and I keep trying to tell people that your offensive line is probably the most important part of your offense, because if your offensive line is not blocking, you can't run the ball. If they're not blocking, you can't run the schemes that you want to run because your quarterback doesn't have time to get through his progressions. Yes, the quarterback is the most important position on the football field, but he's also the most dependent. Because if he can't depend on his offensive line to block for him, if he can't depend on his receivers to run routes and get catches, he's ineffective as well. So I do believe that this offense can actually be dynamic if our offensive line is ranked in the top 18. Let's just say the top 18 instead of being ranked 38th out of 32.
Let me put it to you this way. In 2022, right, when the Giants made the playoffs, the offensive line was functional. I'm not even going to go into anybody's grades or anybody's stats in terms of how many sacks they gave up. We watched the games. They were functional. They were able to run most of what they had in their playbook, but they did rely more heavily on the run than Brian Daboll instinctively wants to do. Right, John? Mm-hmm. We've often said this. Mm-hmm. Okay, what did they have? They had the headed player in Barkley, who commanded respect from the defense, and they had Daniel Jones, who had to become a dual threat because of his legs. What they did not have was a truly dynamic wide receiver room. They had Slayton, who came on late.
Well, I'm gonna, before you get to the next name, I'm going to let you guys guess. Who do you guys think was the second leading wide receiver in 2022?
Second leading? Well, we know Richie James had 57 catches to lead the team. Who was second?
It was Barkley, wasn't it?
Was it Hodgins?
Yes, Richie James was second, and third was Hodgins. That is correct.
Yeah,
and he might not.
We're talking receivers, not running backs. Just receivers.
And Hodgins might not make the team this year.
Right.
And he was your number 3, and towards the end of the year, closer to your number 2 wide receiver over the course of that year.
And that goes directly to the point that we're trying to talk about here when we're talking about the wide receiver room. How if your offensive line can just be functional, just be good enough, okay? We've seen that Jones, with that level in front of him, can do some damage even with a subpar receiver room. Now he's got a receiver room which should be a heck of a lot better than that.
Exactly. Because if he was able to do damage with Richie James, Hodgins, and Slayton that came on late, and I think if they give Slayton the number 2 job, I think he's going to share snaps with Hyatt because I think they want Hyatt to develop. But Slayton could be a heck of a number 2 receiver opposite of Neighbors. I think Slayton can show out this year as well.
Well, Slayton doesn't even have to be the 2. He just has to be one of the top 4. Whether or not numbers-wise, Slayton, Robinson, Hyatt, Neighbors, however the numbers shake out, because the Giants, I think, and maybe you'll disagree, John, I don't think you will, the Giants, even though Neighbors is going to be their most key impact threat, at least we hope he is, right? They're going to spread the ball around a lot to these guys.
I think they are going to manufacture a lot of touches from Malik Neighbors.
Well, yeah, they will. But I think the other three guys, it doesn't matter who the number 2 guy is. They're going to want to mix and match and keep people guessing and get maximum production out of the room.
I agree.
So,
Yeah,
anyway.
I agree with that too.
All right. Thank you, Big Pat. Appreciate the call.
Hey, thank you guys, man. Appreciate you guys, and I'm gonna send you that DM. And if you could come on live on the Big Blue Crew Sports Network, man, that'd be an honor.
All right. Sounds
You got
good,
it.
Big Pat. Appreciate it. Big Pat, Big Lou.
Remember in 2011, John, when we've talked so much about the 3 receivers on that Super Bowl team.
Hitting the mic, spitting the facts, coming with full access. Big Pat in the house with giant tactics. Eli's handoff, rapping the classics. 90s beats, we blast this in New York. Big Blue. Where the G-men roam, Super Bowls in the vault, that's the Empire's home. Red, white, and blue, where the legends are grown. Giants full access, this the zone, got the tone.